Hey, my name is Gunnar and I'm a Canon photographer, and I'm out here in the beautiful Icelandic wilderness to show you what goes into my camera bag. As a photographer, I spend most of my time out in the nature when the weather takes a turn, the light is fading away, the conditions are becoming beautiful, and I and my gear is pushed to the limit. The weather often gets really intense here in Iceland. That's when I love going out to shoot. When there's a crazy blizzard going on, the snow is blowing horizontally, or it's raining, or I'm out in the midnight sun. Chasing these moments where you feel the wild and raw, untamed nature that we have here. I want to feel that the gear is not getting in the way. I want to feel it's an extension of myself, that I don't have to think about shooting. I can just focus on capturing the moment. The first thing that I want to show you guys is the camera that I use, and I'm here with the EOS R5 Mark II, which is a camera that I really love. And actually, I love it so much that I have two. The reason why I shoot with two of the same cameras is so I can easily jump between cameras without having to think about the settings, and everything performs the same way. Most of the time, I have a zoom lens on one of the bodies and a prime on the other one. This camera is an incredible all-round workhorse, and I feel like there's nothing that this camera can't do incredibly well. It's both fast, and it has a super high resolution, and it has a very compact, good size for hiking around in the wilderness, so it fits easily in my camera bag. It's not too heavy. It can do exactly what I need to capture beautiful photos, change back and forth between video, and get super high resolution files that just look amazing when I get back and edit them on the computer. It has beautiful colors that are amazing to work with straight out of camera, but also just really fun to edit and play around with. The autofocus on this camera is incredible, and I'm often using the eye detect autofocus to track people and animals. For details, I'm often using single point just to focus on one thing to make sure that I have full control over the focus itself. The weather seal on this camera is amazing, and it does a great job at protecting my camera. When the beautiful moments are happening, I don't want to think about if my camera is getting wet or a little dirty. I just want to focus on capturing the story that I want to create. This is my old EOS R5, the original, which I've used for many years, and it's gone through all kinds of conditions, and I shot around 300,000 photos on this camera. It has a lot of scratches and bumps, but it's always held up amazing. It's gone through so many moments with me out in the wilderness. I initially chose this camera because it was the first mirrorless camera from Canon that I really felt was living up to my needs, and it has the perfect balance between speed and resolution. Then I was able to capture 4K slow motion and take advantage of the incredible RF lenses from the mirrorless Canon cameras. When Canon launched the R5 Mark II, I really felt that they listened to the professionals, and they took everything that worked well in the original R5 and improved it and made it even better. These are the lenses that go into my camera bag. First off is the RF 2470 f2.8L IS-USM. It's an all-round workhorse that is super sharp and versatile. It's just a balanced lens in terms of size and capability, and allows me to shoot wide-angle nature shots as well as portraits. This lens is relatively modest in size, so it's really great for long hikes and carrying around in the wilderness. I can get really close with this lens, and it's great for capturing details and textures. This lens is stabilized, so I can use it for video projects and when I'm shooting with a really slow shutter speed. The maximum aperture of 2.8 allows me to shoot in low light on this lens, but I'm getting pretty cold now. Gotta get my jacket on and be back in a second. All right. Next up is the RF 2870 f2.0 LUSM, which is kind of like the 2470, but with one extra step of light. I kind of alternate between the 2470 and the 2870, the way that I change tires on my car. In the summer, I use the 2470 when light is abundant, and in the wintertime, when the light is getting really scarce, I need that extra step, and then I switch to the 2870 to be able to push my gear even further. The image quality on the 2870 is incredible, and it has this kind of prime lens feeling because it's so sharp, it's so bright. You get this dreamy look that you usually only can get with the prime lens, but with this lens, I can get the same kind of feeling. The next lens is one that I wanted for a really long time, and that's the RF 100-300 f2.8L IS-USM. This lens has incredible versatility, so if I'm going out on a hike and I don't want to carry more than two lenses, I can take this one and one or two telephoto extenders, and I can really capture everything that I would ever need. If I encounter a fox or a raven flying across the sky, this lens allows me to really be prepared for whatever the conditions provide. For example, if I put the 2x telephoto extender on this lens, it's transformed into a 200-600. The last zoom lens that I want to talk about that often goes into my backpack is the RF 100-500 f 4.5 to 7.1 L IS-USM. And you can see it's actually not that big, so I can always carry this lens with me. And then if I see some subject really far away, I can go all the way to 500, whether it's a fox that pops up around the corner when I'm out hiking, or the moon that's coming over the mountains. I'm always ready for anything with this lens. Then there's the RF 15-35 f 2.8 L IS-USM, which is my go-to lens for photographing the northern lights, because this is a super wide angle lens, so you can get your subject and the sky as well. Great for shooting in tight spaces. For example, if I'm photographing from inside a waterfall or a cave and I want to get the whole opening, this lens allows me to do that. It's also great for video because it's both stabilized and it's super wide, so I can use it if I'm filming myself or if I'm walking around and I want to get a really smooth footage. Next up are the prime lenses that I used, and the difference between a zoom lens and a prime lens is that a prime lens doesn't have any zoom, it has a fixed focal length. If you want to zoom, you really have to move around with your legs. I feel that prime lenses really force you to think differently as a photographer. You have to think much more about your composition, move around more, but you really have to just live and be in the photo. So it's a much more dynamic way of shooting. I picked different prime lenses for different projects. I regard these as specialized tools, and they all do different things really amazing, but none of them do everything. This here is a 400mm f2.8 L IS-USM. Obviously, it's a beast of a lens. It's huge. It looks epic. When you carry it around, you look kind of cool, but that's not what I'm going to talk about. This lens here really is so sharp and so soft at the same time that the look that you can get is really, really unique. And I cannot really get that look with any other lens. I can melt the background away and at the same time have my subject seem super sharp and beautiful. And you get this dreamy effect that I don't really think that any other lens can achieve. This lens is a low-light wildlife beast. The background simply melts away when you're shooting at f2.8, and you're really able to bring in the viewer and focus on the subject. One of my all-time favorite lenses is the RF 50mm f1.2 L USM, and I love this lens so much. I often use this lens for portraits where there's people or animals. You'd be surprised sometimes how close you can get to the animals here in Iceland. The images are just so beautiful. When I'm out shooting with it, I just get into a flow, and I'm out shooting. I just see that the pictures I'm getting are amazing, and it's such an empowering and encouraging feeling. You just get more and more inspired when you shoot with this because you see that things just look so beautiful. I find it to be probably one of the most fun lenses to shoot with. It's also a low light beast. With the maximum aperture of 1.2, I can sometimes even shoot the northern lights handheld, but also it can just melt any background away. Then there's a somewhat new RF 135 f1.8 L IS-USM, which is a beautiful lens. I used the old EF version, the 135 f2.0, for many years until that lens simply fell apart because I used it so much. And I'm super excited about the new version, which is both stabilized and a little bit brighter. I love taking this one on trips in the wilderness, photographing horses and sheep and trying to capture the soul of nature. I would use this over the 50mm when I want to get a little bit closer to my subjects or achieve more of a telephoto compression. Of course, I don't take all of these lenses with me at the same time, but I really rotate them depending on what project or mission I'm going on. Some of them are almost always in my bag. Some of them are special tools that I really take for very specific missions. I can safely say that the 28-70, the 100-500, and the 50mm almost never leave my camera bag. Besides camera gear, there are other things that also go into my camera bag. Usually I carry some energy bars. Besides my camera being fully charged, I also need to be fueled to be able to do my best work. I almost always have with me this one-way blower so I can clean my lenses and my camera, as well as a lens cloth. For example, when it's raining and I get droplets on my lens. Finally, there's the multi-tool, which I have used so many times and it's always in my bag. And I've used it to repair stuff, or if I went foraging, and if I needed to cut myself a healthy snack. So guys, that's what goes into my camera bag, and I hope this will help you also find out what should go into yours. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you guys out in the wild.